Grae, what do you know about this Mastercard situation? Like I talked about
Yeah,
it on my own stream, but how do you feel about this?
yeah. Apparently, they've been getting a lot of calls. So many calls that they had to release this along with I believe Visa also released. I'm not sure with the two smaller ones, Stripe and PayPal, but the big two, Visa and Mastercard, had to release a statement because of the numerous calls they're getting and are probably still getting up to now. Where, oh no, we had nothing to do with the censorship. We just processed the payments. Any form of censorship had nothing to do with us, which is clearly a lie because I know this is community noted. So yeah, it's working. Whatever the calls are clearly working because it's hitting their bottom line. Imagine like fraudulent transactions going through for legitimate users or people who got overcharged or want to modify their payments or things that will generate them revenue. Instead, that gets override by someone complaining about the censorship. Imagine that multiplied by a million, multiplied by 10 million people calling them. That's definitely gonna hurt them. And
Yeah.
for me, it's like I would think as soon as next week they're gonna retract everything. As soon as next week they're gonna okay, we get it, guys. Okay, we're gonna Steam and Itch.io and all the other stores can put back those games that we kind of banned.
To be
Or
honest, I
something.
don't think so.
You think?
It's the reason why is because these crazy collective shout women and people who are supporting this they in a way have already won the battle, right? They haven't won the war yet. But the thing is, like, they already removed like itch.io's like a lot of their stuff.
Mhm.
They are claiming they're basically taking we talked about this before. They're taking credit for getting No Mercy removed. And this is all as a fucking ruse. Hey, we're trying to protect children. We're trying to protect women here. Right? Don't you guys want to protect women? Don't you guys want to protect children? It's the same Trojan horse that I've been talking about already. It's once they get one thing censored, and video games is for some reason it's the easiest target, right? And here the crazy thing is it's all nonfiction. I mean, it's not all nonfiction, it's all fiction. It's all
Fiction.
fake,
Yeah.
it's all fake garbage, right? So the thing is, MasterCard and Visa TOS is definitely different. It actually claims that, like, hey, you guys cannot use our services, you cannot use our payment processing if you are doing anything that has to do with sexual assault, bestiality, anything that has to do with endangering a minor, and anything that has to do anything that's illegal, you cannot do, right? But that's for live action, real shit. That's for like real stuff, not fiction. So what happens to like so they already banned, like they already removed a lot of stuff. The hundreds of games has been delisted on Steam already, and all
Yeah.
not safe for work stuff on itch.io are not there anymore.
Mhm.
Right? So they won. But what about Game of Thrones? That has all of that shit besides bestiality.
Yeah.
Right? It has incest. It has fucking sexual assault. It has
Mhm.
sexualization of like minors and shit like that, and fucking like beating of women. Why
Mhm.
isn't that shit removed? Why can I still use Mastercard and Visa on HBO Max? Here's
Yep.
the thing. This is live. We're talking about live action here, so it's actually more egregious than a video game. Video games completely fake. None of the
Yep.
characters are real.
Yep.
There's no actual actors in there, right? Other than doing voice acting. But let's go ahead and read this statement from them. Mastercard has not evaluated any game or required restrictions of any activity on game
Get it?
creator sites and platforms, contrary to media reports and allegations. Our payment network follows standards based on the rule of law, but simply we allow all lawful purchases on our network. At the same time, we require merchants to have appropriate controls to ensure Mastercard cards cannot be used for unlawful purchases, including illegal adult content. So the thing is that illegal adult content, what is that? Is this live action? Is this like actual pornography online? Is this on like X Hamster or something like that, or X Videos? Is that the stuff you're talking about? Right? Because they did remove a lot of stuff ever since they moved they went to age verification and they went into like verification in general with Pornhub. Like a lot of like the videos were removed. Like there was tons of really good stuff back in the day were removed because you if people were upload them, anyone could upload them, right? And here's the thing: I went to Pornhub to watch Game of Thrones. There was spoilers, and the episode dropped the day earlier. It was great, but and I didn't have to pay for anything. So, but the thing is, that they're talking about video games here, right? They are talking about video games. But to that, this is their official post, Mastercard News. If you scroll down, got community noted.
Yeah.
Both Steam and Itch have stated their removal of adult content came from pressure by payment processors, including Mastercard. Furthermore, Mastercard and other payment processors have documented history of refusing service to Japanese retailers over legal adult content. So the thing is, this is getting pretty fucking bad. Yeah, we can call them and complain and stuff like that. And I guarantee you, when they've already gotten thousands of complaints. But I'm not sure if they're going to do anything about it. So you actually think they're going to do something about it?
Because like for me, if it starts to affect the money stream, the money income stream, I think that that's where they'll start to pay attention. Like just complaining about it online, like yeah, that's not going to do anything. But if it's starting to hit their whenever it's hitting their financials, because like somewhere down the line, it's like if it gets worse, let's say if the momentum keeps up or the momentum keeps getting higher, sooner or later, some investors who put money who bought Mastercard or Visa stocks, like okay, why is the revenue down? Then like the board of directors like, oh, it's because we got these calls, and then the investors like are gonna say, okay, so why are people complaining? And then they're gonna say, oh, it's because we censor stuff, and then investors are gonna say, why did you censor that? Oh, I just want to make more money, so bring those back. For me, that's what I feel. As someone like who cares about money, like if I were an investor of Visa and Mastercard, if I had shares of Visa and Mastercard, all I would care about, as long as you ban the really illegal stuff, of course, like the CPs and all that. But
yeah,
when it comes to
if it's breaking the law, right?
Yeah. But if it's like stuff like this, like it's not really illegal. It's like it's not exactly the most pleasant content out there. But if there's people who want to consume that, then let them. It's like it's like banning tobacco, banning alcohol because it's bad for them, stuff like that. Yeah, it's like it's if they want to consume it, it's let them. For me, let them and let us make more money. At least that's how I feel if I were an investor in these companies.
Yeah.
So that's my perspective. I feel like eventually, if it's I would agree with you if like the motivation of people to do this dies down. If it go like they don't get any calls anymore, but the way I see it, it's still going strong. So yeah, I could be wrong too.
Yeah, like for me, I hope you're right. That they sort of like go back on this. Oh, sorry, we're gonna go back on this, and we're not gonna remove video games anymore. But yeah, there were a bunch of games, and we talked about it last week. Crazy, there are a lot of them. They're all like adult games and food games that were removed. But let's go ahead and talk more about this though. If you actually go back here, this is from Permaband, and it's basically them gaslighting only works if there's evidence proving that you are lying. So, if you go over here, collective shout, it says, this week we released an open letter signed by leading global anti-sexploitation organizations and individuals to senior executives at payment gateway companies, including Mastercard, Visa, and PayPal. Within just a few days, we've seen significant action. So, like I said, they are basically claiming that they are, they're the ones who removed No Mercy from Steam, which is absolutely false. The publishers and the developers were the ones that removed them themselves, is because they were getting a lot of death threats. So you can still get the game on their website. It's just no longer on Steam, right? But the thing is, my video has gotten a couple more comments in the past couple of days. The one that's got heavily racial.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Yeah, and they basically say, so Karens, you mean that women who are trying to protect women from sexual assault? I'm like, first of all, this is fiction, and what you're saying, that the reason why you're saying this is because are you pro censorship? Because if you are, just say so, right? The game is about domination. The game is about women who like being dominated by men. Right? There's a fantasy, there is a kink to that kind of shit. Right? 50 Shades of Grey is one of them. There's a reason why there are a lot of that one time I romanced a lizard man in my penis face, right? There, like whatever books that's in Barnes and Nobles. Most of this is actually for middle-aged women who are Karens, but they're using this as a guise to trick people. Oh, actually, No Mercy is a game about raping. It's like, no, it's not. No, you guys didn't play the game. First of all, I didn't play the game. I didn't want to play the game. I do, but I do have it though. I do have it. I haven't even launched the game. But but the thing is, they got enough signatures, and with that, they basically said that they removed the game is because of what they did, right? And that was their first major win that they needed. Now that they have this, let's remove everything else. This, like I said, Trojan
Yeah.
horse. Once they start removing video games, Grae, did you know that Free Ren would be considered an anime that would be removed? Because all the characters in there in the TV show, in the anime, they look like little kids. That's their reasoning.
Yeah.
Yeah, video games, TV shows, movies, everything is going to be removed.
Exactly.
And that's a scary part. And we don't want that kind
Yeah.
of stuff happening. It's
Yeah, it's
terrible.
like
But
yeah,
go
they're
ahead.
all
Actually, go ahead.
yeah. There's other like Chapman saying Elon needs to make a new payment processor. Yeah, I agree. That's one angle to attack it. Have another competitor, but also there's also the smaller ones like you mentioned in your stream, like Amex Discovery. I think this now's a good time for them to step up and actually gain the upper hand against the other two.
Oh,
So
yeah.
there's got to be At the end of the day, it's like if like let's say they don't backtrack, if the duopoly Visa Mastercard doesn't, it's like you just need to be a competitor that challenges them and say, okay, we allow that in our payment network, so please do business with us. Steam,
Yep.
please do business with us. Itch.io. I think that's
Yeah.
the other solution.
The Steam rules updated to prohibit content that violates rules set forth by payment processors and banks. Valve's rules regarding what developers shouldn't publish on Steam have a new clause regarding standards set forth by payment processors. I think that you can have any game you want on Steam as long as it's not breaking the law.
Yeah.
And if for whatever reason your 12 or 13-year-old kid gets a hold of the account and buys the game and gets access to the game,
That's on the parents.
it's on the parents, and it's not on the publishers. It's not on other people, and it's definitely not on Mastercard and Visa. But Mastercard and Visa got scared by these fucking woke Karens. And I heard that one of the person that's at Collective Shout is on the board of one of these payment processors in Australia.
Oh, shocker. Okay.
Yeah. So I think that's the reason why it's getting a lot of movement. But with that, we do have to give a huge shout out to GOG. GOG.com. Thanks to the dedication of developers and publishers, we are launching Freedom to Buy Games. Freedom to Buy .games. To raise awareness on censorship in gaming, 13 games are now available for free for 48 hours. I believe it's still available. I believe it's still available. We have until a little bit. I think we have a couple hours and maybe 12 hours and it's going to be gone. We believe that if a game is legal and responsibly made, players should be able to enjoy it today and decades from now. It's our statement. When games are delisted today because of discomfort, reviving them tomorrow becomes exponentially harder. So right over here, freedoms to buy games. There are 13 games, and I believe 12 or 11 out of the 13 games are all adult games. And there it is. We have 21 hours left.
Oh.
21 hours left. I'm going to drop this link into the chat so you guys can grab these 13 games for free. So go ahead and check it out. These are 13 games that they are giving out for free. Yeah, good old Gooner games, 100%. There's a game called Being a Dick Season 1.
Yeah.
Leap of Love, Honey Pop, Lust Story Season 1, House Party, Leap of Faith, Treasure Nadia, Summer's Gone Season 1, Fetish Locator Week 1, Sapphire Safari, which is a furry game. Which is a furry game. Helping the Hotties, another game. But yeah, there are 13 games, and we need to voice our concerns when it comes down to censorship. Is because you give them an inch, they're going to take miles and miles, and they will never stop. And the scary part is that there are some people saying that we need to talk to the government about this. And my response to that is no. Do not reach out to the government and tell them to stop this. Portal 2 was on there. See, that's the only non-Gooner game. That's the only non-Gooner game. Oh, Agony and Agony Unrated. Maybe that one. I'm not sure. But yeah, Portal 2 was on there. That's a good game. Not Portal,
Wait.
Postal 2. Postal 2,
Yeah, I was
Portal.
wondering what the Valve shooting game.
No, not Portal, Postal 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, the thing is, do not reach out to the government to hoping that they will stop this for you. Because if you use the government and the government steps in, the government now has control. And we don't want that.
So what are your thoughts on Asmongold's take that there should be a legislation where the payment processors cannot do this, cannot exert this kind of overreach? Because I believe that's a stance.
My stance is that the payment processors shouldn't be able to have this monopolistic view where they can basically control unilaterally because they all agree with each other, right? And my analogy is basically all of these people are sucking dick and basically saying that it's not gay, right? And these people agree that sucking each other's dick doesn't make you gay. So if they all agree, that means that they can't have control over that. Because if that's the case, that they're gonna tell the world if you suck each other's dick, it's not gay, and we don't want that. But we need an alternative. So Dan Bongino, he has parallel economies, and parallel economies is another payment processor that people use. It's not a big one, but it is another way that you can use it. But not a lot of companies use that, right? Is because Visa, Master, PayPal, Stripe, or whatever you want to call it, has been out for way longer.
Yeah, so usually those four when it comes to mind, especially Mastercard, Visa. Yeah.
Yeah, so you have that, and you need someone that's like Elon Musk. He needs to come out because he knows about this. He needs to come out and make his own payment processor. But yeah, I don't think government should be involved in it with anything, even though they are already involved. They are, right? So if they want to subpoena your IP address or something, they said a warrant for a subpoena your IP address, or if they want to track down where you live or whatever, they have all that shit ready to go. But the thing is that are they going to go after a person just because they use a VPN to buy a Gooner game? Probably not, right? Because they have bigger fish to fry. However, if you give the government any type of control, they will never relinquish it. And that's the scary part. Like I don't want that shit at all, right? It's because it's going to be like CCP. Do you want the government to dictate what you can and cannot enjoy? What you can or cannot enjoy? Where if it's a video game, TV show, or movie, hell no.
Yep.
Hell fucking no, right? It's like, oh, you've been playing this Gooner game for 3 hours now. You should have came at least 4 times. Why are you still playing it, right? And then they immediately ban your internet. Like, no, that's stupid, right? I don't want that, right? I want to be able to fap as long as I can. I don't care who's going to tell me how long, right? But yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, there it is. I sent the link. Go ahead and check out GOG. They're giving out 13 games for free. We have about 21 hours left. Thanks for checking out this segment from the Project Eggroll podcast. Make sure to catch us live every Saturday at 7 p.m. Also, be sure to subscribe, and we will see you all there.